Hi, it's Ethan Mussolini again, the merchant of success, and welcome to Module 6. We want to talk about rehearsing for optimum impact. Remember, we said that rehearsing is one of those key tenets of preparation. And remember, last time we also talked about how preparation enhances fluidity. So when we talk about rehearsing, it's really about getting familiar with your content. Because as you get familiar with your content, as you practice, then you achieve that state of fluidity whereby you're able to move from one point to another with ease, then backwards with ease, forwards with ease. Here are some ways to rehearse. This is what we call the 1-4 rule. The rule of thumb is for every minute you're supposed to speak, spend 4 minutes practicing. So in other words, assuming your speech is for 15 minutes, it is advisable to spend at least an hour practicing for the same speech. In fact, we are told that Winston Churchill, who was a former Prime Minister of Britain, for every 45-minute speech, he would spend 8 hours practicing. So for him, his was like the 1-10 rule. And that's why his speeches are some of the most quoted ever. Why? Because he spent time fine-tuning, rehearsing, and changing things here and there. So that's the value of rehearsing. So the more time you spend, the better. Now, the truth of the matter is, as you get used to your content over time, then you don't necessarily need the 1-4 rule. Like public speaking, because I've been doing this over and over again, I have unconscious competence. So there are many things I'm just saying on camera that I've never said before. So I don't need that. But especially when you're starting out, when you're not so familiar with the topic, remember that particular rule. Now, how can you rehearse before a mock audience? What I mean by that is get some people, let them act as if they are the actual audience. As a matter of fact, I'm recording from my office, and I typically tell whoever I'm recording, I say, just imagine that these chairs are filled by people. Now, I'm not talking about you imagining that the chairs are filled by people. Actually get people in. Let them be there. Let them experience the moment, and then let them act as a real audience. Actually, for people who usually go for, say, press conferences, they'll have someone from the media who will literally grill this other person. Now, some of those politicians you see on screen, whether they are presidents or prime ministers, they actually have people who will shadow them, who will act as their shadow. I know, for example, in the for US elections, as an example, they will get the actual debates, and they will get someone who behaves like the opposing candidate in their conduct, in their manner, in their language, in their challenges, in their energy. So this person, before they get on stage on national television, they are well rehearsed, at least they are well prepared for what might come from the other side. They will even get someone asking them questions to see how they respond. So do this before a mock audience and let them give you feedback. The other one is stand before a mirror. Get a big mirror, stand there, stand tall, and speak. As you're speaking, A, it would help you to time yourself. B, it would help you with your gestures. 3, it would help you to rehearse and to memorize your content. So you can do this before a mirror, and as you deliver this, it will be sticking in your mind anyway. The other way to rehearse also is to get an audio recorder. Get a portable cassette recorder or digital recorder. Of course, cassette recorder if you're the old style. Digital recorders of this time, there are many digital recorders. Then record yourself, then you'll be able to pick the words, you'll be able to get the timing, you'll be able to hear your voice and all those qualities. The other option, which for me is the best, is video. So if you can afford it, video is the best. You see, now that you're seeing me, of course, assuming I was to watch this recording, I'll be able to watch it, to check out the body language, the audio, the way I'm speaking, everything. See that video never lies. It captures everything. It captures the visual, the vocal, and the diction. So grab it, get it on video, then play it over the screen, sit in your chair comfortably, watch yourself, say, I need to change that. Oh, that's impressive. Take some notes. You could even get an expert to watch it with you. Sometimes my one-to-one clients, they send me their recordings, then I give them feedback based on what was happening on stage. Now, here are some key points to note from Module 6 on rehearsing for optimum impact. One is the 1-4 rule. For every 1 minute to your speaking, spend 4 minutes rehearsing. Practice before a mock audience, talk to people and let them agree to do that. 3, you can do it before a mirror. If you don't have one, buy one, okay? And next way to rehearse is get a digital recorder, record yourself, be able to hear your voice, your words, and the diction and everything. And lastly, video recording, if you can afford it, the best. So you look at all these options. I would say mock audience is really brilliant. If I was to choose any of these 4 options, I would say before a mock audience, because again, you're seeing real people. And then if you can get a video recording equipment, that would be fantastic. There's some small video recording gadgets which you can use. And remember, as you're starting out, never forget the 1-4 rule. So as you rehearse, you become powerful, you become more comfortable, and as such you look more fluid. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next module.